Now, every man needs to gather around for this topic. It's all about dollars and cents, not cents with the C, but cents, man and money. Now we have Javon Lecky, a top financial advisor, to walk us through it. Welcome, Mr. Lecky.
Hey, thank you for having me. Morning.
Morning. I love this topic, because the management of money and the man is super important. So, Mr. Lecky, let's talk about some of the things that we should be considering. Well, not we, but, you gentlemen should be considering when managing your money as a man.
You gentlemen.
You and up
Right.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So one of the main things that every man should know to do is to budget and keep the budget. Right. You also want to look at your expenses for the future and looking at your income and just kind of match it up, see where the little loopholes are, fix it up. So the main thing is just to have a budget. Every man needs to have a budget.
Love that. Budget. Dawson, do you have a budget?
So you start at budget. That's the first
Right.
thing. That's the first step. And what does that budget constitute? What does it include?
All right, so basically your budget will just constitute of your income and your expenses. That's just the major thing in your budget. You need to have your income and your expenses, how much your expenses come up to and how much your income is. That's just the layman terms. You need to just have that in place.
But Mr. Lecky, one of the things, as men, and I'm just an observer over here, right? So I don't know. I'm just speaking from somebody who's observing you gentlemen, splurging and splashing and showcasing your manhood, because a lot of the times, you often hear that a man's, his role and his status is tied to how he spends on himself and splurge and buy all kind of nice things and
the peacock
brands
effect.
and,
The peacock
big
effect.
car and,
Right.
So how do you manage all of that though?
Men, all right, so this is my thing. Men mainly look at money as an accessory, so them wear it because what they say is that no woman not go want me if me not have no money. You understand?
Is that
is
that a facade though?
Yeah. So what they normally do is put up the defense and put up the appearance, to say that, I have money, so I have a nice car, I have my nice watch, and I look good. Nothing is wrong with that, but sometimes it is a wrong representation of who they really are. You get me?
So now continue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. So what I'm saying is, what a man should actually do is not only look wealthy, but have the mindset to create wealth really. So it's not only for you to just look like you have money, but literally put financial systems in place to actually get the wealth and where you want to be in life.
A piece of advice I got, some years ago, is that a gentleman asked me, how many sources of income do I have? And I said, one. He said, how many sources of expenditure do you have? And when I counted it, it's about 6 or 7. And he said, you will never be wealthy. And I said, why? I said, because he said, if it is that you're earning from one place and spending in 7 places, then you're always going to be spending out your money. So increase your sources of income and try to limit your sources of expenditure as best as possible. How do you feel about that? And what advice do you have?
Man, I agree. Yeah, man, I agree totally with that. You need to have more than one income streams, even if what is it? Some people think that because I'm in this particular business, then I need to jump out and do another business. But if you spend the time and focus on one business, then you will realize that different avenues start to open up in it. So I'm not saying to jump from one extreme to the next, but if you focus on one business, you will realize that opportunities can come in different areas from that business. So having multiple income stream is definitely something I endorse.
Yeah, for sure. The real thing is to have, several checks coming in, right?
Right.
But Mr. Lecky, let's talk about how men handle financial problems, because oftentimes, a real sense of desperation happens with a man and the time him dropping a little hole.
Right.
Yeah, so quickly, let's wrap up the interview. Let's talk about the best ways to handle our financial problems.
All right. So what I try to do in the beginning is to prepare. You need to always put preparation keys in place. You understand? Sometimes you realize the COVID thing can catch certain man off guard. So because they didn't put financial preparations in place, then you realize that when the problem arises, then they don't know what to do. So you need to put financial security and financial preparations in place. So when the problem comes, you will know how to maneuver it. So the main thing is just put financial preparation in place.
Sometimes, isn't it a bit difficult to put stuff in place? For example, a man and a relationship and his family. You don't know what kind of expenses your family can incur, and then the onus is almost placed on you to fill those gaps. How do you manage that?
All right. So what you want to do, because sometimes the major thing that I realize is that if you have your budget, then you'll know what to cut back on, because preparation is not a question. It should I prepare, because COVID didn't ask should I enter and create a catastrophe. You understand? So you need to have the preparation in place. So when you have your budget, you can actually look what I need to cut down on. What should my family eat less food this month? Should the children go to bed 8 o'clock instead of going to bed 12? So we cut down the light bill. You need to have that in place. So you cut back, do your budget cut back, and put the preparation in place. Preparation is not a if. It is a must. You need to put it in place.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that, Mr. Licky. I think that's an amazing point to end on. Preparation is key. Now, guys, wealth is a mindset, and a good man will provide financial security for their family even when they are not around, right? Mr. Licky, financial advisor, thank you so much, sir, for giving us all those wonderful advice, and for sure we're going to be putting them to practice and enforcing them as a whole lifestyle right now.
And with that, We Can Smile will continue right after this break. Debbie, you're not going to dance again.